Gemini, welcome to your reading. So we're going to dive right in and get your current energy. What's influencing you? What do you need to focus on? And your past? And your strength? Your near future? What else do you need to know? What else is influencing this? And your hopes or fears? And your potential outcome? And so this video is available on TikTok at Tarot with Michelle, YouTube and Rumble, Tarot and Astrology with Michelle. And this reading will have an extended. The link will be down below. So looking here, bottom of the deck, I am getting the Queen of Wands. Now the Queen of Wands is very action oriented. And so the action that you want to take, it starts within you, and there's something kind of rising up within you. It's this kind of like a building momentum. If you have been going through a period where you felt really stuck, like it was just really difficult to find a way to move forward, you weren't sure what action to take, I'm getting the sense here, this is the building energy. This Queen of Wands feels like, okay, I'm getting ready to do something here. I just can't be stuck anymore. I can't let myself be in that stagnant energy. Yeah, you're definitely doing something here, because showing up in your current energy is the moon. The moon is your emotions. And so I'm picking it up right in the center of my chest where my heart is. And so there's something connected to your emotions and the way that you're looking at things. And with that, it's kind of a rising up of emotion, but the emotion that feels like it's coming up is strength, power, this desire to move forward, but coming from this place of, I know what I want, now I'm ready to go after it. I'm also getting the Eight of Wands influencing that moon. The Eight of Wands is that quick movement. So I'm picking up with the Queen, the energy within you. And then the Eight of Wands is, I need to get out. I need to just start moving forward. It's coming from the heart. It's all coming from your emotional space. Embrace it. Embrace it. Because what the universe is trying to get you to focus on here is the Fool. The Fool is a brand new beginning. It is a clean slate. So whatever ended, that's done. That's over. Focus on a new beginning, because it looks like however you're approaching this situation, ultimately it's going to go the way that you want, because you're acting from a place of power and strength and just knowing what exactly you want to accomplish here. Showing up in the past, I'm getting the World. The World is an ending. To me, I'm picking up that stagnation, any kind of stuck energy. We'll see what comes up when I clarify. But I feel like whatever happened here, it's done, it's over. And it kind of opened you up to new possibilities, new opportunities, lightened the load where it was taking down a bunch of burdens, kind of freeing you of the weight of obligations that were possibly just kind of slowing you down or really even holding you back because of that stuck energy. But it's in the past now. I feel a very kind of lighter, freer sense of moving forward. And so showing up here in your strength is the Nine of Cups. Now that Nine of Cups is your goals and dreams and wishes. So it feels like you're driven, you're motivated to make these possible. It's making your dreams realistic. It's working towards and moving towards those goals and dreams. Showing up here in the near future, I am getting the Eight of Swords. Now the Eight of Swords is that self-imposed prison of the mind. The overthinking, it's here, but I don't feel like it's going to create any kind of delay. Now, sometimes that does. And this feels like the period that you're exiting, where if you were overthinking a situation, it made it really difficult to do something about it, because every time that you tried to move, every time you thought, okay, that's the path I want to go down, that's the action here that I want to take, your mind would start second guessing it. And you would start thinking, overthinking, and then all of a sudden days, weeks, months go by and you still haven't done what you set out to do. I don't feel like that's going to be the case going forward. It feels like that's what you're exiting. And with the moon and the Eight of Wands showing up here in your current energy, you're trusting yourself, your intuition. Even if your mind doesn't have all the answers, if your mind can't see everything that's right in front of you, your intuition can. Your intuition reads energy much quicker than your mind reads external information. So it feels like you're kind of acting from that power center, not letting your mind kind of dictate and control where you're going. And when I look at the external influences here, so I'm getting the Hierophant with the Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups is self-love, self-care. And the Hierophant energy, so it is marriage, but it's also alignment. It's aligning with your spiritual self. It's kind of progressing down this path of saying, you know what? I know what I need to do. The answers are within me. I know exactly what steps I have to take, all these decisions that I need to make. I'm going to do it. And that feels like what the universe is trying to get you to do. It's kind of trust yourself, lean on yourself, be able to rely on yourself. And then showing up here in your hopes or fears, I'm getting the Hanged Man. And now the Hanged Man is pause or delay, but it's giving you an opportunity to see things from a different perspective. So that stuck energy that you experienced in the past, there was a reason for it. And it was really the Hanged Man. So you weren't really stuck. It was giving you this kind of bird's eye view of the entire situation. It was showing you, you know what? You can think this situation to death. But if it means that you're not going to take any kind of action, then what good is having dreams if you're not doing anything about it, if you're not moving down that path? And it feels like you had some sort of awareness or awakening connected to that. Just, again, like how maybe you were holding yourself back and really now opening up to new. Because I'm getting the King of Wands here in your potential outcome. And so that King of Wands is action. It's outward action. So I can see that you want to move here in the current, but by the time you get to the King of Wands, now you're ready to act. So let's get some additional detail. Tell me about the moon here with the Eight of Wands. Justice, balance, alignment. I love this. So that Justice card, Libra energy, this feels like you're emotionally coming into alignment. And that doesn't mean that you're always at this kind of 50-50 equilibrium stance. It's that learn to go with the flow and really kind of flex these kind of feelings when they come to you. So it's trusting your intuition on when to act, but also when not to act. And it feels like that's the alignment that you're gaining in this entire situation. Tell me about the Fool. Eight of Cups, walking away from the past, leaving it behind here. Tell me about the World. Knight of Swords, a very quick ending. Once something clicked into place with that Hanged Man, that's when all the pause and delay came to an end. That period of stuck, stagnant energy came to a very swift end. And with that, you're learning immediately to trust your intuition. It was almost like a switch was flipped and now you're into the intuitive part. Tell me about the Nine of Cups. Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is a painful ending and it feels like it's connected to the past. So that Ten of Swords, it's a closed cycle. It's not one that you're repeating. In fact, what you're doing is you're releasing it so that you can fully open up to the new. We do have a full moon happening here this week. So that's going to be in the sign of Taurus on November 5th. So you might want to look at the time because with time zones, it's going to be a little bit different for everybody here. But it feels like this is when you truly leave the painful ending behind and you focus on a new beginning where you go after exactly what you want. So it feels like for the next couple of days, you might be in this period of contemplation, but it's not really the contemplation. It's not that Eight of Swords contemplation. It's more of, I know I need to move, but I'm listening to my intuition on when to move and what action I need to take. So let's get the Eight of Swords here. King of Cups. So the King of Cups, I just got nostalgia with that one, but it feels like it's emotional growth. And when you start prioritizing your emotions over overthinking or anything like that, it kind of does let go of old burdens, old just kind of that analysis paralysis, freeing you up to go after what you want. The King of Cups is somebody who's emotionally mature, grounded, and just is acting from that place. And that's exactly what I'm picking up in your energy. So tell me about the Queen of Cups here. Three of Cups. So there might be another person that's involved here because now we have the King and the Queen of Cups. And so the Three of Cups could be a friend here. So like a friends to lovers situation or an opportunity that's opening up for you. Regardless, I'm getting a lot of happiness. So even if it's not about another person, it is about you prioritizing your emotional well-being and focusing here on acting from a place of emotional balance, alignment, and in a way that's in your best interest. Tell me about the Hierophant. Hanged Man. And so seeing this alignment and even possible relationship here from a different point of view. And so I love to see the Hanged Man out here, especially in this context, because it feels like you've learned the lessons, you're incorporating them into your decision-making process. You're not going to let yourself fall back into an old cycle, old routine at all. It feels like you are freeing yourself to move forward and align with what you want here. Tell me about the Hanged Man in your hopes or fears. Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is leaving something out in the cold. So that perspective that you gained by stepping into the Hanged Man energy and that kind of bird's eye view of the entire situation, it showed you what you needed to walk away from. It allowed for this ending here in the past to actually happen. Tell me about that King of Wands. Four of Pentacles. So Four of Pentacles is a solid foundation. That's what you've been doing. You've been working on your foundation. And now you're acting from that place of just knowing who you are, your worth, your value, because these boundaries that you're setting, this foundation that you've laid for yourself, it's not one that you're going to compromise going forward. You're only going to grow and expand. You're not going to sink down lower. You're not going to give pieces of your power away. Not at all. Not the way this is playing out. So Gemini, if you're interested in the extended, we're going to dive into this in a little bit more detail. The link is below. We'll find out any kind of hidden truth here, messages from your higher self, any kind of guidance or advice to stay on track, and then how this is going to play out over the next month. So I hope this resonates. Take care, and I will see you soon.